What is going on, guys? It is your girl Janiqua A, and I am back with another reading for you guys. If no one told you guys today, I love you, and I know all your dreams and aspirations matter because they do. So let's tap right into your energy and see what you need to know, what's coming towards you guys for this weekend ahead, what you should be looking forward to this weekend ahead. Archangel Michael and the leg bar, please protect me. Protect my mind, my body, and my spirit. We're going to clear all my chakras. And we're going to tap into only the most important messages that surrounds my everything weekend. Ooh. Flamingos. Fun. All right. I'm hearing nothing but space and opportunity. All right. Number 2. 2 is a party. 3 is a crowd. All right. So there's a lot of space and opportunity between you and somebody. All right. There's a lot to create. All right. There is a lot of room for creating. Okay. With you and somebody. In this deck, when the flamingos appear, it's time to get excited. And most importantly, it showed you that you don't have to live in some sort of tropical climate to have fun. All right? To have fun. You make fun. All right? Fun and good times is what you make it. All right? You could feel safe in letting your guard down. All right? You could feel safe to incorporate more fun activities, all right, into your routines, because this card indicates an underlying feeling of excitement for things to come. Okay? Expect the best this weekend. You might be even intuitively feeling like there's a reason to celebrate, or feeling very anxious about awaiting good news. Well, here it go. All right? Amazing things are here on the horizon for you. All right? And there's no shame to embrace it right now. This could be an exciting new experience with you and somebody. An exciting opportunity to meet somebody. All right. This could be an exciting opportunity that's presenting itself to you. You're being admired. All right. There's potential attraction here concerning a partnership you've been waiting for. But anticipate fun and a lot of excitement going on. Okay. Spirit, give me more on this fun. My everythings need to know this weekend. Ooh. I'm hearing house party. All right. But this is everything you've hoped and you drink for. All right. And then you got the keys. Access granted. All right. Access granted. Spirit, give me more on this energy and what my everythings need to know. Ooh. Look, the 5 of Wands in reverse. Ain't no more fighting. All right? Ain't no more fighting. The 5 of Wands is in reverse. Okay? This is an end of a battle. This is also somebody losing a fight. Somebody losing an opportunity. This is also lack of growth, lack of energy, just a whole bunch of lack. All right, missed opportunities. Spirit, give me more on this 5 of Wands in reverse. The fire has been put out. Oh, wow, the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's Big Mama. Ooh, the Queen of Wands. Oh, anxiety. Oh, this struck a nerve. All right, this struck a... Ooh, there go Big Daddy. Oh, this Big Daddy on his throne. All right, this is Big Daddy on his throne. All right, this is an authority figure. This is a man signaling structure, stability, and leadership. Okay, look, calling judgment. All right, not playing no more games. All right, making a real life-changing decision. Okay, This emperor is making a decision of his lifetime, all right, to incorporate structure. You got to listen to that man, all right? So this is signaling whatever decision that an emperor is making, because the emperor is making the decisions here, all right? That is the masculine energy. Nobody overstands what the emperor has to say. He is the decision maker, all right? He runs the house. He wears the pants, okay? And it's looking like there is a Queen of Pentacles, a healer, a nurturer, somebody that is abundant, somebody that's generous with their resources, with their love, all right? Somebody that is very sensual. Y'all two coming together, okay, struck a real nerve in this Queen of Wands because they're not getting the attention they once had. All right, they're not being looked at as a queen no more. Okay, they're not attractive no more to this emperor. From one reason or another, I don't know. It's not my business. But it struck a nerve. It's striking a nerve. They're no more tempting to this man no more. And it got them stressed out. Okay? All right? You no longer following the script. All right? Done struck a nerve. Okay? You going off script. Whatever decision that y'all two has made done went off script. All right? This was not part of the plan. This was not part of the plan. All right? And then I struck a nerve. A huge one. Okay? A huge one. Okay? Somebody mad. Okay? Somebody is mad. Spirit, give me more on this energy and what my everythings need to know. Give me more on this Queen of Wands and why she's in the Nine of Swords. Because the Queen of Pentacles won the battle. All right? This Queen of Wands can't compete with this Queen of Pentacles. She's not strong enough. The competition, the discord is not strong enough. All right? Spirit, give me more on this Queen of Wands. Why she's in a state of anxiety, depression, worry, and fear. She's been cut off. The truth. All right? This Emperor, this Queen of Pentacles, she's been cut off. All right? There's so much clarity and peace. All right? Mental power. This is a breakthrough. All right? Y'all broke through the illusion. Y'all broke through the control. She's been cut off. All right? Whatever truth, whatever realization that has been made aware to her, it done struck a huge nerve. All right? It done cut her so deep. She lost her power of authority. Okay? She lost power of authority. All right? Over y'all two. Or over this emperor. Spirit, give me more on this energy and what my everythings needs to know, please, and thank you. Oh, the Two of Swords. So if you was wondering if you was sleeping with somebody, if you was wondering if they was sleeping with somebody, all right, they weren't. They weren't. All right, he was getting his stuff together. All right, he was building. Okay? The Two of Swords is making a head over heart decision. The love is lost. Okay? The love is lost. Spirit, give me more on this energy. A decision has been made. The Four of Wands. Oh, this is structure. All right. This is commitment. This was not a part of the plan. All right. Y'all living happily ever after. All right. Him allowing you to lead. Him showing you off. Him building with you. A solid foundation. That was not a part of the plan. All right. This was not a part of the script. Okay. So she thought. Spirit, give me more on this energy. If y'all was like arguing, all right, because some illusion she was trying to cast, all right, that's over. All right, that's over. If she was trying to keep you guys apart, it didn't last too long, baby. Okay, it went from the Two of Swords to the Four of Wands. Spirit, give me more on this energy. It's something about your hair. They love your hair. They love how you dress. Also, it's something about your attire. All right. They value your modesty. Okay. It's looking like a tradition. All right. A traditional wedding. Okay. Some form of tradition that you guys have with one another. All right. He's embracing you because of that. It's looking like that's one of the reasons why he showed you off. Your values are the same. What you believe in are the same. Your culture. All right. I'm seeing culture. There's a lot of culture in this Four of Wands. Standards. Spirit, give me more on this energy and what my everythings need to know, please, and thank you. Ooh, the Devil. All right, so it's looking like all she had to offer was, you know what? All right, that's how she dominates. All right, she's tainted. All right, this is a Jezebel that won't stop at nothing with whoever leaves her. Whoever chooses to leave her, she tries to make their life a living hell. And he's too strong. You too strong in your position. Okay? Wait. The Devil. There's no more control. There's no more temptation. All right? She wanted to keep him earthbound, but he has raised his vibration. All right? Because of this healer, this Queen of Pentacles. All right? Whatever she was trying to control him with, you already got it. So if she was trying to control him with resources, he don't need her no more. All right? Y'all build together. All right? If she was trying to control him with intimacy, he don't even want it. All right? He don't even want it. He looks at her like the devil. Okay? He just found the strength to cut her off. Okay? Whatever type of narrative that she was trying to control. Oh, baby, y'all went off script. Okay? Spirit, give me more on this energy. This is Judgment. The Seven of Cups. See, she was trying to control the narrative. All right? She was probably trying to send numerous of people to try to get in your head about your big daddy. All right? She was trying to send numerous of decoys to try to alter your decision. Because it's up to you if you want to be with somebody or not. Okay? It's a mutual decision. The flamingos. All right? So the decoys, whatever decoys, all right? Whatever cult, I don't know. All right? It was not strong enough. Your mind too strong. Okay? You know how to make decisions off of your own mind. Not being tempted by people, places, and things. Trying to alter your decision. Okay? So that didn't work. Spirit, give me more on this Devil. It's like he's calling her out. Judgment. and you. All right, Seven of Cups. She tried to cast an illusion. She tried to fog your vision. Okay? You're not being led by sight. All right, you being led by faith and not by sight. And that's why you see her eyes closed in this picture. All right? And when you trust your own discernment about who you love and who you want to be with, there's no type of devil in this world could tell you otherwise. All right? Look, that's the end of that. The Five of Wands came out twice. So she tried to cause challenges. All right? She tried to cause warfare that obviously was not strong enough. It's upside down. She tried to flip your life upside down with whatever tactics she tried to use. But the Five of Wands is upright for her. All right? The decision has been made. They kicking her out. All right? Look, she trying to hold on. He moving on. Bags are packed. She trying to hold on. It was something that, it was maybe a last, something, it was the only thing left that she possibly could have been holding on to. And now it's been stripped from her. Okay? She was trying to stop the decision for him to really move on. And this could have been, she was trying to hold the asset. You know, you need your clothes. You need your personal belongings. All right? This could have even been documents, important documents, birth certificates, just things like that. That she felt like she had power of authority over. He'll get more clothes. He's the emperor. Okay? The Five of Wands, upright. Okay? Oh, yeah. This struck a nerve for her. Spirit, give me more on this energy. Look, the Nine of Pentacles, what I told you. All right? Divine Feminine. This weekend, there's a windfall of money, of opportunities coming from the seeds that you've sown lately. There is a number of opportunities on a material level coming your way this weekend because you trust your own judgment. All right? So this could be an advancement. This could be a monetary gain. This could be an unknown source of money. This could be a manifestation that you've been working on that has manifested, but it involves money, and I can't even say it. All right, it's coming from the seeds that you have been sowing. See, what's going on is you self-made. She's not. Everything that she has accumulated up until now, before it's been stripped from her, it was through control, the devil. It was through bribery. It was through playing on people's mental. All right? But you, Divine Feminine, is self-made. All right? And it's looking like you've been planting so much seeds of success, of marriage, of loyalty, of commitment, of money, legacy, wealth. The next card is the Ten of Pentacles. Congratulations on this advancement that's come up. All right, this money coming in. But it's a windfall raining on you. Okay? I'm here, pour it up. Watch it all fall out. All right? So expect, you could have been working on something for 9 months with this Nine of Pentacles. All right? And just receiving it this month. But it's a windfall. It's not just one seed that has manifested. It's not just one seed that has grown. It's 9. All right? It's 9. And you know why? You are in this energy of getting this. You are in receiving mode. There's nothing blocking you. You're not trying to control a narrative. All right? You're not trying to control. You can't control this windfall being poured down to you from the gates of heaven. All right? This is being in receiving mode, receiving and allowing things to unfold naturally. So congratulations on this money. Congratulations on this hubby. All right. Spirit, give me more on this energy. Oh, yeah, this struck a nerve. Oh, yeah, I told you. Magician. Oh, you've been at that altar. All right, look what you bring to the table. You bring love, the cups. You bring creativity, the cups. You bring intuition, safety, trust, cups. You bring the bag, pentacles. You bring good ideas. You bring resources. All right, you add to his vision as he adds to yours. All right, the swords, knowledge. All right, the swords, communication. You know how to communicate. Okay, ask and it shall be given. All right, hold on, y'all. Okay, and the wands. You don't see the wands because it's her energy. It's your energy. She can't do nothing with you. Spirit, give me more on this energy. You are the script. The star. Look at you and your boo. All right, the stars have aligned. This is destiny. All right, this whole situation was by design. She thought she was in control of the script whole time. This was by design. This was well orchestrated, baby. All right. But see, when you trying to control a narrative, all right, when you trying to do things, all right, conjuring up the devil, okay, you completely off script. All right. This was by design. She thought she was in control whole time. This was orchestrated. Her demise was orchestrated. All right. The devil never wins. A Jezebel never wins. Somebody dirty never wins. Somebody playing dirty never wins. The star has aligned. All right. This is dreams coming true. Okay. Y'all done broke through every glass ceiling she tried to isolate y'all in. All right. Every box she tried to put y'all in, y'all done broke it. All right. Y'all done broke through. Okay. Oh, yeah. This struck a nerve. Okay. Ooh. Look at Big Daddy. Oh, he cleaned up nice. Is this a date? He cleaned up nice for you? All right. His next move was his best move, baby. All right. See, he was playing chess, not checkers with her. All right. She thought she was bigger than the program. She thought that she was ahead of the game. All right. Not with the game master. All right. He was playing chess, not checkers with her. She thought she was winning. That's what she thought. She thought she was really winning. All right. She thought she was bigger than the program. All right. Until he made that last move. All right. Until whatever move he just whatever move he just made, it done blew her out the box. All right. It done took her out the game. She's been taken out the game. It's giving sore loser. All right. Because she didn't expect that move. See, he was moving strategic with her because he already knew she was the devil. All right. And for a lot of you guys, the reason why he had to move the way he was moving with her, because he was protecting you. All right. There was a method to his madness here. And that's why you got to trust your person. That's why you got to trust your man. And sometimes you got to allow him to make decisions that you might not understand. All right. If that is your man, all right, you're supposed to trust your man in making certain decisions. That last move he made then took her out the game. And he moved strategic. All right. So let's get a closing out message because I think that this is pretty clear on what you can expect this weekend from this emperor. All right. Spirit, give me more on this energy and what is the closing out messages. So let's do it for all three parties. All right? Divine Feminine, you are the Queen of Pentacles. Obviously, this Jezebel is the devil and Big Daddy is the Emperor. Spirit, give me more. What is the closing out message for the Jezebel? For this Queen of Wands. Fire sign energy. Oh my gosh. The World card. It's a closed cycle. All right. Literally. It's up and stuck. All right. She's old news. Look how old. Nobody even use these type of tapes no more. All right. She's stuck in the past. All right. This is a closed cycle. All right. She's been left in the old reality. All right. In the old world. This is a new world. This is the new world order, baby. All right. Where lovers flourish, where love flourish. If your heart chakra not open, if you still in devil energy, you're stuck in that old world. All right. And there's no more ascension. All right. Everybody, there's a shift here. All right. This was a silent war that has been going on. All right. And people think that they're going to see the new world or we already make the shift. All right. The people that is coming together in unity, all right, has raised their vibration. They are no longer stuck, attached to earthly things. All right, what that means, Nikwa? That means lust. That means being controlled by material things. That means being in false contracts and feeling powerless. All right, that's not moving strategic. Okay, all of that is left in the old world. So she's been left in the old world where other people like her is. Okay, look, High Priestess. High Priestess. Okay, what is the closing out messages for Big Daddy? Okay, what's the closing out messages for this Aries energy? The Emperor. Okay. Ooh, Big Mama the Magician. See, it's looking like y'all trust each other. It's looking like you know when to stay silent and let him make the moves, and he knows when to allow you to pull those cards. See, she didn't know the last move he was going to make. She didn't know that next move was his best move. All right, and she did not know that you was going to pull that card, baby. You came out the Magician twice, all right, and he came out the Emperor twice. Didn't the Magician come out? It did. It did. Where the Magician at? Hold on. I know I ain't bugging. Hold on 1 second. Y'all are alliance. Y'all are mirroring one another. All right. I'm hearing y'all tag teamed her. Okay. Y'all already knew she was the devil. Okay. Literally. Where the Magician at? Hold on, y'all. I'm going to find this card. Look. Manifested that divorce, all right? But the Magician came out to the Magician, all right? The Emperor came out to the Emperor, all right? Y'all are mirroring each other, but most importantly, y'all know how to let each other move, okay? Period. Okay, so the closing out messages for Big Daddy is allowing his woman to do what she needs to do what she's best at. All right. And that's playing the role of the Magician, pulling a rabbit out of a hat. All right. Making moves that are unexpected. Okay. Pulling things from the unseen to the saint, baby. Pulling those cards. Okay. Shout out to my readers. All right. So, Spirit, what is the closing out messages for Divine Feminine and her Queen of Pentacles energy? Aside from her being a magician. Is you buying a new car? This is being gifted. All right. You are gifted. Your foot is not on the brakes. All right. You done ran her over with your success, with your power. All right. Your foot is straight on the gas. This is Archangel Michael energy. See, she was trying to race you. Okay. It's how could you race a person that Archangel Michael got the wheel? You're going to be left in the dust trying to compete with somebody in a chariot. All right. This chariot is taking you straight to your dreams without any stopping. All right. It's going through every red light. All right, it's cutting corners. It's taking directions that no one else even knew about. All right, there's no interruptions when you in a chariot energy. It's taking you straight to the top. All right, without stopping. So I hope this helps. I love you guys, and I'll see you next reading.